Alright guys, I have a game I wanted to showcase. It's on the ranked ladder that I played, and it involves me trying out with the Lithuanians civ something called the pre-mill drush. And I think it's it's really powerful if you can get it right, but it can definitely backfire if you don't pay attention to your economy. And kind of deal sort of more damage to yourself while trying to attack the opponent than you would have just if you didn't, attack the opponent. But the pre-mill drush is basically you do your standard 6 on food, 4 on lumber, and then you build the barracks before you build your mill, hence the pre-mill. And then what you do is you basically try to get your hunt, i.e. your boar, really quickly. Or just really focus all your villagers gathering from the boar instead of from the berries, which kind of makes sense in general because people that get food from the boar does it at a faster rate than getting food from foraging anyway. But anyway, this strategy is extremely viable from a Lithuanian perspective because they start out with 150 extra food anyway. And so what that does is first of all, it ensures you don't have sort of extra idle time when you're trying to queue up villagers while also trying to build your militia. But then it also, with that extra food, you can still click up to feudal age pretty quickly and fend off any sort of counterattack once they make it to feudal. So you can kind of see here I'm going 4 on wood, 6 on sheep. I'm attempting to push in a deer as well, just to get a little bit of extra food, though I don't think that's really necessary, honestly. But here's the boar leer, and actually we'll just watch it from sort of my perspective. Whoops. Okay, so here's the boar leer, making sure not to lose the villager. Perfect. This villager builds a house and then is supposed to build a barracks. I accidentally queued up an extra house and I think I later deleted it. There we go. And then since I've basically uncovered all my starting resources, I know my boars, I got my sheep, and I've also found my extra golds, and noting that they're forward, but I have a back gold here. I basically decide to pre-mill drush with the intent to fast castle behind it. And I have pretty safe lumber as long as I wall here. It's a very, in my opinion, it's very wallable. So hopefully if I can get an early advantage enough, I can deal some extra damage. So right after I uncovered my resources, I immediately go out and try to do a loop around and figure out what the enemy is. And the second lure, this is probably a little bit late, honestly. It's not too bad. And then I think now I'm supposed to be going to get some of the berries, just because you can't, I think, put more than 10 people around a single boar. And then in the meanwhile, I need to make sure I build enough houses because I'd be simultaneously creating villagers and militia. It's very easy to accidentally get housed when you do a build order like this. And then send a vill to get some gold, just so that I can still have enough gold to research loom, and you only need 10 gold for that. Alright, and so let's speed this up a little bit. I'm actually, once I found the lumber camp, I try to figure out where the other resources are, and I think I did a pretty good job with that. And now it's just a matter of sending the militia forward. And so you'll see I'm scouting again. I think he actually catches me a little bit lucky on his, if his villagers, this one villager, which was probably a walling villager, didn't come out, he probably wouldn't have seen this, and then he preemptively quick walls. But I did get a vill because he was out in the open. Behind this, you'll see that I'm walling, and then I'm clicking up at a very good 22 villagers. Usually a drush FC. A standard drush, with a normal civ, not Lithuanians, you'd probably click up around 24 villagers, just because you've invested so much food in the drush. And now I'm gonna do some damage and then figure out how to wall behind this, just because it seems like a very wallable map. And then I'm just kind of patrolling his base and seeing whatever damage I can do. And then here's my walling villagers. Some of my walling villagers end up being really stupid and they like walk outside of the base, which is really unfortunate, but yeah, it happens. Then I think here's where I screw up a little bit. I definitely should have balanced my economy better. I needed more chopping wood. I guess I couldn't quite see those stragglers very well on this map. And then I'm getting gold, because you usually want to get a couple to start getting gold, so that you can get into the castle age. And then in the meanwhile, I know I've dealt damage. I've picked off one villager, and now I'm just trying to at least idle some of his economy. I know that he, is adequate enough to quick wall, but if I kind of mess up his economy a little bit, force a villager to wall, he might make a mistake. He might forget about his villager later, and yada yada yada. So behind this, trying to get up farms and trying to get my full walls now before he can get a counterattack. So I think he was probably taken pretty off guard, because a drush usually doesn't come in this early, and that's really the power of the pre-mill drush. And then my next goal is, he's either going to counter me with scouts as Berbers or with archers. Those are really the only two viable options to kill the drush. And so I'm just trying to pay attention to what he's doing. I was really actually trying to hope I see his like barracks, but I didn't. You can kind of see he's going to build it. Like, I guess he built it out here and I didn't see it. But now I know that he's on gold, so he's probably going to go archer. So I need to pressure the gold to kind of further delay, right? Delay his ability to get to archers. And this is a good move by him, building an archery range that I can't really attack because it's been the range of the town center. But I don't see this yet. And then my walls are fully up now, and I think this is where it'll get dangerous for him, because I've effectively done a drush FC. I'm on my way. I'm thinking about just getting to castle age fast now, and I've dealt my damage. I've killed a villager. I've idled some of his economy, and you can kind of see, even with the quick walls and all that stuff, he's got some idle. That's always good. Here I think I get one more villager kill. When he sent all his villagers forward, he probably sent too many. He really only needed like maybe 4. And then I'm just run away, just idle his economy. I probably could have attacked this guy, brought my scout back. I wasn't paying attention. But the damage is done. I know he's going archers. I actually do see the second range here. So he's gonna go double range archers, and you see me work on my ranged blacksmith. So I'm prepared to defend with skirmishers. And I actually eventually pull these guys off gold, just because my economy is not too balanced. I'm really lacking food to get to castle age, and I need to just get up. So yeah, you see me pull these guys off gold. This is not efficient. I should have built another lumber camp like here, or here, honestly, but it's okay. And then now that my drush is killed off, he did a good job killing him off with the archers, I think, and now I'm just going to go scout the map. As Lithuanians, you got the bonus with the relic giving +1 attack to knights and lightus, so it really incentivizes a Lithuanian player to scout the map, look for the relics. Like, this one's really easy to get, but look for some additional ones, because once you get even like 2 relics, your knights become really dominant in the castle age and the late game. So all I'm trying to do now is, as I got some idle villagers here, is rebalance the economy, get myself up to castle age. I have the buildings. I'm full walled, so even if he attacks me with archers, I know how to defend. And I think I did something cute here where I like ran to a hill and then took a better engagement, and now he's running away, but this is just a distraction. Alright, and then I got the resources, so I should be clicking up to the castle. A little bit late. Alright, there it is. Alright, so I'm thinking I'm definitely ahead. I killed the villagers. He didn't counterattack yet, or here's his little counterattack, but he sees my walls. Actually, I don't. Let's see how much he scouts. I don't even know if he. Yeah, so he sees the front of my base. I think he can assume that I'm full walled. Maybe he assumed that I was drush FC and he ran back to protect his economy. I think that's a good deal by him because I could have, I guess, in theory, gone scouts behind my drush and then, you know, harass him because his economy is super, super open. Everything's kind of messed up now because of his, because of that drush. The mistake that he made here is he's got way too many on gold. He doesn't have any farms, right? So and then now that he's eaten up his berries, his entire eco lacks food, so he can't get himself to castle age. That's really bad. So you see him realize that he's rebalancing. But I think the big mistake here was this is just way too many on gold. Even for double range, you only need like 7. Maybe work yourself up to 8, but this is just too much. He's going to need the market to rebalance. Let's go back to my view. So I really should have built a second lumber camp, but I'm going double stable. Here are the 2 stables. And now I'm thinking knights, just really put the pressure on. I know I'm ahead. I could, I guess, in theory, play conservative, play standard, and just build, you know, extra TCs, you know, and just extend my lead. But I didn't want this game to drag on. I wanted to press the advantage because I knew he's behind. I feel like I can deal a lot of damage if I just put the pressure on, keep the foot on the gas a little bit. So I've got more on gold now. I'm kind of shifted some folks, I think, from wood to gold, and I'm trying to maintain double night production. Technically, double stable production needs 14 villagers, and then if you have 6 villagers for the town center, you need something like 20. So I'm a little bit behind. I'm going to be unable to sustain double stable production, but anyway, I'm going to send these guys out. I see that he's not fully walled yet. Once I scouted, you know, a lot of the relics, I just sent my scout to see if he's fully walled and what he's doing, if he's doing anything else. He clearly committed to more scouts, more archers, but I've got knights now, and even like 1 knight could clean a lot of this up. So I got 2 knights, I got more on the way, and then I want to not let him finish the wall, and then he calls it GG. So, and this is definitely not an early GG because you can see what he's missing. He built farms really late. So if we switch to his view, he's still not at 800 food for Castle Age. He rebalances eco, but he collected way too much gold here. 1,000 gold. He hasn't finished walling. Right, even here he hasn't finished walling, and then this is just kind of a bad map for him, I guess. But you know, he probably could have walled a little bit closer to just not have it be such a long wall. But yeah, he was super open, and I just kind of punished that with the knights in Castle Age. So yeah, I hope that showcases sort of, you know, when you do a pre-mill drush with a civilization like Lithuanians, who's got that food bonus, how strong it can be. And you know, once you get that damage in, it's the point of the drush is just to kind of mess him up, right? Like it's to mess up his build order, force idle villagers when he was quick walling, and then hope that he kind of like makes some mistakes, you know, creating a bunch of you know, like sending way too many to a specific resource. And then behind it, for me, I chose not to do any feudal aggression just because I had a wallable map, I had safe wood, and I had safe gold. So effectively a drush FC was my strategy. Alright,